Jacamo's taken a lead in many issues. Like last year we supported prostate cancer, this year obviously with this initiative. And sitting there and listening to these guys, a lot of things resonated with Kiernan. When you talk about being in sport and wanting to give nothing away, people around you, you don't want to show any sign of weakness. Where inside, it's not necessarily the case. I promise you, every time I took on a cricket field, I walked out there as if I owned the joint. At no point did I feel like that at any time. And I felt, whilst I was playing, to tell someone or talk to someone about that would have been weakness. I'd probably, from the north of England, these lads are from wrong end of Yorkshire, I'm from Preston for Christ's sake. That you just got to slap round the head and told to carry on. Where my view of mental strength is very different these days. It is the ability to talk, tell people how you feel, and probably more importantly, have an awareness of people around you. I look at the relationships I have with my friends now, and they're very different. You know, there came a point a few years ago where I'd look at my mates, and I knew them superficially, but I didn't really know them. And I've now got a group of friends. I stopped drinking 5 years ago. Contrary to popular belief, I train when I play cricket, but I train a hell of a lot harder now. And I sit around in the gym after, have a coffee with the lads, and we actually talk about how we feel. We talk about things that bother us, albeit with Robbie Savage. Not sure how that happened, right? But you do tend to think about things, and listening to Dave as well, I think once he's finished boxing, mate, you've got to get on the stage. His stand-up career is ready. But the nice thing to listen to is, when you talk about mental health and you talk about issues, a lot of it is in speak that you don't necessarily understand. But you listen to Dave and it's just normalising it. It's from a place which everyone can understand. Like for me with mental health, I struggle for a long time now, I've been on medication, and at first I thought that was a weakness. I thought that was an issue. I thought, you know what, if I've got an headache, I'll have a paracetamol to get rid of it. Why wouldn't I do it with something as serious as that? And then you got Luke at the end, who I've been a big fan of for a long time, and to listen to a bloke who's gone toe to toe with Lomachenko and talk about some of the things that affect you is a real credit. And I think these three lads deserve a massive round of applause. It's not an easy thing to do, but these lads, they're setting the standard, they're showing the way for other people, and no matter where you're from, Huddersfield, Middlesbrough, Hull, Preston, I think they're the areas and the people we're trying to affect. And listen to Luke as well talk about in schools. One of the things, prevention is far better than cure. And I've got 3 young kids, I've got a 4th on the way. And you think about what they're learning at school. You know, they learn about Henry VIII's wives, and they'll do algebra and all that stuff. But are they learning some of the stuff that you need to go in this world? Social media, the pitfalls of that. I got a love-hate relationship with it. 1 minute I'll be on it, but I see that a lot of the times I cry for help from people, showing these perfect lives, showing what they've got, where they're going, what they're driving. But behind that, what are people going through? And you talk about the stick you can get from it, and people have got instant opinions. And it can be difficult to deal with, not just for sports people, but anyone. Everyone's got their own pressures. And I found you can't affect what goes on in the outside world, but you can affect the pressure you put on yourself. Sports psychology, I used one for a while and had the best years of my career. And then thought, why didn't I carry on doing that? I spent all that time practicing in the gym, but ultimately, whether it's life, whether it's sport, it's only me against me. And I'm my worst critic, I'm my worst opponent. So once again, I think we should give these 3 lads a round of applause. It's been a pleasure.